So as I told you, today we have some slides, some pictures, yeah, how this that looks like, and then some overview picture about VT11, because during our field trip we will drive around VT11, and there we will then visit this copper bearing area, or this area where they did copper exploration, and we will visit what are called a gold mine. There you can then see these rocks, or the rocks, the gang minerals, yeah. They will probably not have a gold bearing rock on the upside. I don't think so that we can go down to the shaft, because it's only allowed for a couple of people, maybe 10, yeah. And it's actually not that interesting. So, and then we will visit also a hot spring, and there we will do some measurements, the pH and so on, and I don't know what we have here on equipment, if we can do there some more measurements. And there we will compare this then with our diagrams from our copper class, because this hot spring is close to this copper ore deposit. So now here are some pictures. So these are the overview picture that is from Kasi, and we will visit, during our field trip, we will also visit the highest point. One can go over here, the highest point which one can reach by car, yeah? And there you have a nice overview. So maybe we can make it bigger. So, and that has been done by aeroplane, because here is still a part of the wing. So that is such a breccia, and these are usually, this is a silica breccia, and these are these breccias, or how it looks like when we are looking for copper or gold. There you can, they are also these deposits, especially the copper ore deposits, they are associated very often with this breccia. Yeah. It depends which kind of copper ore deposit it is. So that is such a breccia from a drill core. And there you can then find inside here, or related to this breccia, your copper bearing mineral, like the chalcopyrite, or maybe some native copper, not here. Or you can then find also some pyrite or galenite or sphalerite. So these are all these minerals which are associated with copper, depending in which thermal stage we are. So that is a felsic breccia. If we have a felsic breccia, that means that we have a lot of quartz inside, yeah? Because felsic rocks are acid rocks, and acid rocks are always associated with quartz. Here again, I hope we can see some of these breccias, or the breccias we will see, but maybe we have also chance to check some of these drill cores. I don't know, we will see it. So here we have some tuffs, and if we have tuff, that is a volcanic product, yeah, related to volcanism, to active volcanism, and that is related to extrusives. And such tuffs you saw actually during our ES301 field trip. You remember that was this outlook on this very curvy street, yeah? So here we have an outcrop or a picture from an outcrop which contains a lot of pyrite. And you know, if you are watching your copper shell which you have drawn in class or which I have handed out to you, then you know that pyrite is always associated with, or not always, but most of the time associated with copper. Here we have again such a silica breccia. I will then also upload these figures of Moodle, so that you can maybe, if you have an iPad with you in the field or a laptop, then you can watch them again and compare it with your observation in the field. That is also a thing. When you are making then pictures, you have always to use a scale, but I told you this also during your ES301 field trip. Yeah, you can use a pen, or you can use a coin, or you can use just this scale in your field notebook for those who have this yellow field notebook. There on the back side, or very in the back, there is a scale inside. So that is actually the best opportunity. That is now how it looks like in the field. I mean, you know, here in Fiji we have a very strong vegetation, and therefore outcrops are actually very rare. The best ones are always along the street, because that is when they have blasted, and otherwise they are very rare or very small, and then they are also most of the time strongly weathered when we are talking about these breccias. So here we have again a drill core, and you can see it with the naked eye, which mineral you can observe here inside, which is then associated with copper mineralization. I'm talking now about these ones. What is this? No, that's not copper, that's pyrite. So, and here we have some veins here inside, and you can see they are quite very narrow, yeah? So I showed you in class how these wavelets look like theoretically or in the sketch map. So at the bottom or close to the intrusion, they are much more thick. Yeah, they can very close to the intrusion. They are up to 1 meter in diameter. And if we are going more far away from the intrusion, then they are becoming smaller, maybe only up to 1 millimeter. But if you are going more far away from the intrusion, then these veins becoming first much smaller, but you have then much more of these veins, yeah? So, and then you have actually a whole sequence of such veins. Here again, such a silica apraxia, they are actually very porous, yeah? So and often you can just question with your fingers. So here we have an overview picture which was done by Emperor. So here we have our, that is from the top, here we have our caldera or the caldera collapse. So and here they are mining. So and often, often mostly, your veins are related to faults, yeah? So because they need somewhere an exit. And if after you have the collapse from such a caldera, then you can produce a lot of these faults, yeah? So, and this you can see here in this sketch map. That is just a geological map describing here the different rock types. I will now not go through all the rock types, but that is how it looks like here from above. So and now we are checking where the mining site is. Here. And then we need here, yes, and the mining site is here in the turtle pool formation. That is, we are dealing now, I think, with Cola, where they have this turtle pool. And we have our mining site is here located in the Lapilli. So, and you know, maybe from ES301, I told you what Lapillis are, yeah? Can you remember? Or I'm the only still who can remember his own classes. What is a Lapilli? I mean, we will discuss this more in detail in ES303 or something, particularly ES303. Lapillis are very small balls, roundish pieces, maybe of a diameter of 5 millimeters, something like this. And if you have always, or if you can find lapillis That means you had a phreatomagmatic eruption, and the phreatomagmatic eruption, that is when your melt comes in contact with water. Yeah? So because then it becomes very explosive, and then it makes boom. So in the very recent volcanic eruption, which has been a phreatomagmatic that was Mount St. Helens in 1980, and that was, or that happens because Mount St. Helens was covered by a snow sheet. So in the, you know, snow is water. So when this snow begins then to melt, and then you are forming immediately, or you are making then immediately steam out of it, and that makes the whole thing then so explosive. And that was here also the case. So when you have these lapilli-tufts here surrounding the whole volcano, or even, or let us say better, the remnants. Here another picture from such a drill core, and here you can see the pyrite inclusions inside. So, and that's the way how it looks then in the field. That's why the huge outcrop, you can see here the sky as a scale, yeah? And the brexia is actually then here. Actually the whole thing, but here it's more, or here one can better see it, it's better to see. So that's again an overview picture. You will have then the chance during the field trip also to make such overview pictures. So that is a picture from Sabeto. Here you have again these brexias, and the guy is hammering here around. And you remember Sabeto, we went there during our which field trip was it? ES301. So in there you could see, or I told you this, the collapse of the roof, yeah? We had there a lot of huge fragments of mafic rocks swimming around in a more felsic and light-colored material. Don't ask me what the BX1 is. Yeah, I have not made these pictures. Huh? Yeah, but it's not a monzonite. I mean, it's a brexia. Yeah, that is that of course that one can see, but I cannot see the monzonite. maybe there are some pieces or fragments of monzonite inside, yeah. So then also always associated to copper ore deposits, these are the sulfides, yeah. For example, the cuprite, that is a copper sulfide, yeah. So, but if you have sulfides inside, then we know this from our EH diagrams, that the chance to get the native copper is lower, yeah. And of course, the very important sulfide here inside, yeah, that is the pyrite, yeah. Here again, such an overview picture. I mean, you know it better than me how it looks like here, yeah. So here again, it's also a piece from a drill core, at least it looks like. And here you have also some of very small veins, and you can see here in the description above that is sericide alteration. So in the sericide, if you are going back to your copper shell, then you have zones where you have the sericide alteration. Yeah? You have 4 zones. Yeah? The classic zone, that is where you have feldspar and quartz, also some biotite. Yeah? Then you have the argillic zone, the porphyritic zone, and the phylic zone. So, and these zones are from inside to outside, and these zones are formed during different thermal alterations. Therefore, you will always change the fluid from inside to outside. I told you this as well a lot of times. And that is a temperature effect. And you know also that copper and gold, for example, they are related, or these are hydrothermal ore deposits, yeah? So that it starts with, at first you have the formation of the pegmatites at about 600 degrees Celsius, then you are going down, and below 500 degrees Celsius you have your alteration zones, or your different hydrothermal stages. You know, you have the catathermal stage, you have the mesothermal stage, you have the epithermal stage, and you have the epithermal. Another, the last one, the telethermal stage, yeah? So if you are talking about sericide, then we are sitting somewhere in the mesothermal stage, yeah? So when we are going to the Maudacola mine, then you can also find the sericide zones. But there we have a gold ore deposit, but sericide is also there at home. But surprisingly, you find there also telluride, and telluride is not a product of the mesothermal stage. So therefore we have to ask the guys if they have done their stuff correct or wrong, or they have different alteration zones, yeah? So that one have only the telluride at a high temperature phase or higher temperature phase in the catathermal stage, and the sericite zones then in the mesothermal stage. Or it can also be that different fluid phases went through one type of rock. So here we have again such a wavelet, yeah, you can see they are not big, yeah. And in this one we have here just the sump, yeah. It's maybe not something like this, it is not too much. So there you have then also different zones from inside to outside, yeah. So, and we have here, we have here sulfides inside. Then we have some quartz inside. And then you have also some magnetite inside. So, and the magnetite, that is Fe304. And if you can find, I don't know, also some hematite inside, and you know that is Fe203, then you can use this as an oxygen buffer, and then you can calculate the oxygen fugacity, and that is then another proof if you can find there some copper or gold, yeah? So here again, these veins. Here just in the center again, and then you are getting here these two nations. So if we are at the Dakota gold mine, then you can, I hope we can see some of these veins on the left side. But that is then how these veins look like. And therefore they are sitting in a depth of 4 kilometers. And then they are mining around these veins. So, and if you can watch them in the field, we have then also hand lenses with us. And then you can identify probably some minerals, or hopefully, or I will then identify it for you. And then one can make first estimations in which hydrothermal stage we are at home. So these are some people there which I don't know. So that looks maybe some Chinese or Japanese, something like this. That could be a guy from MRD. The other two maybe some students. So when they are running here around in this creek and looking here for the breccias. So when running around in these creeks is also very important, yeah. First one can cool down, and secondly, if you are, for example, looking for gold, and that was in the former days, in the old method, if you are looking for gold, then the color from the water will change, if there are some gold, yeah? And in the former days, in the gold rush, that was in the US, They were then sitting along these rivers, you know, the cowboys, with such pants, or in China they are calling it wok, and then they could wash the boat. Yeah? So because sometimes in these rivers you can then find the nuggets. There we have another vein. So and here you can see there's a small hole inside, and there mineralization took place. So maybe we find there also an outcrop where you can see this. So because if there is some space inside, then the crystals can grow in their original shape. Like I have shown you in ES301, when we did a little bit, I gave you an introduction in crystallography. Yeah? That is then actually here the case. If you are looking at these quartz crystals here, yeah, they grow under very good conditions, and they had enough space to grow, and then you can see from above the hexagonal shape. Yeah. Well, I think you know this way and this end space. So here another vein, yeah. And here you can see inside the vein mineralization took place, especially here, yeah. So and that depends then always, I mean, these veinlets are often of very different minerals, and that is or depends on the stage when they have grown, in which hydrothermal stage, yeah? I have told you this also thousands of times. Here we have then another veinlet formed in another stage, and here you can see again where crystallization during the formation of this vein takes place. So here we have another overview from Mount Kasi, and here you can see a volcanic neck, and I showed you a lower for some volcanic necks during our field trip, ES106. This time we will also find, or we will also see some of these volcanic necks. So here another overview, and here in front we have then a production plant, but here we are, it's not actually the interesting thing, it's not a production plant. The interesting thing is the caldera, and the caldera is around here. So here we have another drill core. We have seen by now a lot of these drill cores today, and here we have the formation, or here we will find or can see some pyrite, or at least I think that's pyrite. So, and here, these are some of these emperor tellurites. And I told you these tellurites you can find there in Mouta Kola, which is associated with the gold there. So, and last not least, that is the last drill core from today, where you can observe here the formation of this of some sulfides. That is then somewhere here. You can see always or everywhere the spots. So, and if you remember our ES301 field trip, we went to the score shed, yeah? And there you could also observe these different minerals associated there with the copper. Then let us check what we have here. Nothing. These are just some pictures or graphics where you can see here the subduction zone between the Indo-Australian plate and the Pacific plate. So, and that was a while ago, because here we have Viti level, here we have Vanua level, and you can see they were flipped in a clockwise sense. So, and there are some some recent papers around where they have done these calculations, how Vanua level and Viti level has flipped, and in former time they thought always both of them were flipped clockwise, but we know nowadays that one of the, I don't know which one, I think Viti level was turned clockwise and Vanua level was turned anti-clockwise. There's just a recent paper published, I think, in 2013 or something like this. So, and here we have then the next step. Here we can see both subduction zones. This one is dipping from west to the east, and the other one is dipping from east to the west. So there you have then something like a sandwich layer there. And if you have two overlying slabs, then you can produce quite a thickness, depending on the age, of up to 160 kilometers. So, and here we have New Caledonia, and in New Caledonia you have completely different rocks. In New Caledonia they have a lot of ophiolites. And you know by now, or you should know by now, what an ophiolite is. An ophiolite is a serpentinized mantle slag. So when serpentinization took place when olivine and autopyroxene becomes hydrated. So and therefore while or when autopyroxene and olivine becomes hydrated, you will then produce the antichloride at higher temperatures. You should know this by now also from ES301, and at lower temperatures you will then make the chrysotile. So and therefore you are lowering the density, so and then your slab becomes not subducted, your slab becomes abducted, and therefore you have these ophiolites there. So and if you are remembering from our general introduction, olivine is a mineral which is formed at high temperatures, as well as autopyroxene. Then you have there not a copper ore deposit, but which other minerals do you think are worth to mine or worth to check if they are there and then to mine them? So which element can be or is a compatible element in olivine? So that is also a subject for tomorrow, yeah? Because I got from somebody an email and she would like to know there more about it. So we have which compatible minor element is or is associated with olivine. That is nickel. And in New Caledonia they are looking for nickel. So in which other element or which other mineral is associated with these peridotites? Peridotite, you know, these are the lacerite and you saw them in coral. So in which other mineral or ore mineral is related to them? That is the chromite. So and there in New Caledonia you have high-grade metamorphic rocks. You can there find blue schists and eclogites. So whereas here in Viti level and Vanua level there's everything volcanic, limestones are not really rocks. So and there is everything volcanic, and you have some plutonic rock, and then most of them are actually extrusivas, but you have also some plutonic rock, and we saw them during our ES301 field trip there in the Laguna. There we had the tonalite, and we had also the carbon. So and then we are now watching figure C. Yes, there it is then more complex, because there you can then see that is then just how it looks today. There you can see how the two main islands, some other smaller as well, yeah, have then changed their position. So if you like to research on this because you like to know how you can measure the location from a VT level, for example, for before 20 million years and how it is located today, how you will do this. I mean, 20 million years ago, nobody from us was around. So how do you think they have this darkness? There was also no satellite, nothing. It could be first it is pure fantasy, but otherwise you cannot publish it. So they must have done or discovered this in some way. Yet now one has to think and then it's over. You are using there some magnetic minerals, and that's the magnetite. So if you know from our ES301 class that the magnetite becomes always orientated related to the magnetic field. So if you know from ES301 that the magnetic field is changing always. Not always, but actually we are waiting now for the next change when all your computers and cell phones are done. Because then we get a storm, a magnetic storm. So, but anyway, we will not have it in this life. So anyway, and if you are the formation of magnetite, you can find this magnetite here in different basalts. So and then you can measure the orientation. So and then you can also analyze the age of these magnetites. And not of the magnetite, of the basalt. So and here with different basalts, there are different impulses or andesites, yeah. So they are varying in age, at least for my data, between 6.5 and 39 million years. So and then you can have the age from your magnetite, from your basalt. Then you can measure the orientation of your magnetite needles inside, and then you can calculate how the island has flipped. That's the way how to go. So that was it for today.